What's up guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Selina, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a review on the Nigerian movie Karishika. A little backstory of why I watched this movie. I was on like Twitter and TikTok and stuff, and people were talking about how scary this movie was. I originally was gonna do a review on it in October, but like I got lazy and didn't want to film at all in October, so I was just doing shorts, and I hope you guys enjoy those shorts. I know it's November and maybe people are out of the Halloween spirit or whatever, but I just decided to do the review now. So, this is why I do my makeup and shit while I do these reviews, because I'm so awkward. Anyways, so the movie started off with basically we were in the hell, in the devil's kingdom. So we were in hell, and the movie starts off in hell, and the devil is basically giving us a lecture about all the sins of the world, like stealing, prostitution, adultery, killing. No, but the thing is, one thing he said was you dying in an accident could lead you to go to hell because you died before God made it for you to die. So that part confused the hell out of me. If I when I go back and edit, I'll put that little part in. I'm like, what? How's it our fault that we died in an accident, and so God will be mad at us for dying?
Accident. Is it the will of the living God that you should perish? No, because He loves you. Make Him your all in all.
I don't understand. Like, maybe if it was like suicide or something, like, I know this sounds horrible, but like suicide would be more of something that they should have said instead, because that's where you're taking your life in your own hands, you know, based off the Bible. So yeah, so he's giving this sermon, and he's like, okay, so I want to go and wreak havoc upon the world, and I need someone. No, he's like, so I'm gonna be suffering at the end of the world, and I want more people to come and suffer with me for the end of times, right? So Karishika volunteers as tribute, and is like, oh, I'll go to the world and I will make more people fall. So I'm like, okay girl, I thought she was gonna go to the world and do her city girl shit. But anyway, so Karishika, the devil's like, okay Karishika, you can go. So she comes out of the cemetery, and then she does some magic and gets some clothes, and then she starts walking, and she flags down a car. This was the only scary part of the movie, where she flags down the car, right? And the man comes, she runs in front of the car and stops it, and then the man comes out and starts yelling at her, and it's like, what the hell is wrong with you? Why are you like running in front of my car, whatever? And then it was like a delay. I think it's bad acting or something. Like, she fully like ends up fainting on the ground. She's like, ah, and like drops on the ground. And so the man goes to see what's wrong with her, and as he's trying to help her, she bites his ear.
You want to die? You want to kill yourself? Huh? Are you mad? What is this? What is this? Are you okay? What is wrong? Are you sick? My God, what is this? No! 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 No!
Yeah, and that's the beginning. This movie is so funny to me. Anyway, so after that, we end up at a church service, and the pastor is talking about, I think it's testimonies and stuff of the members of church, and there's one member who I think donated a lot of money or something, and so they were thanking him in front of the Congress, and then they were also praying for this other couple who was having issues conceiving and praying that they would have kids. So this couple ends up like talking about their marital issues, the fact that they have kids, and the wife is complaining about that. So what happens is Karishika ends up transforming. Okay, I'm skipping a lot of parts here because I'm trying to tell you this story based off of my memories because I didn't write it down as I was watching it. Anyways, so Karishika transforms into the friend of the church member who's having issues conceiving, and so she convinces this woman to go with her to a powerful man of God who's like, they call him babas or whatever. He's like one of those spiritualists, like a white gown spiritualist. That's what I would call him, right? So she ends up going with the transformed Karishika to this church or whatever, and then Karishika transforms into herself and introduces herself to the church member as her friend's niece. But the thing is, her friend had traveled out of the country, so she wasn't even in the country. That's why Karishika was using her. So while there, they convinced the church member to start doing all these like fetish type of things. Like she would run around with like a chicken in like the forest and stuff. So one thing they made her do is she had 12 eggs in a basket, and they told her to throw the eggs into the river. I'm like, ma'am, you don't find this suspicious? You don't find this weird? You don't find this strange?
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Why this man of God, instead of y'all just focusing on prayer, y'all doing all of this extra things, like you don't, like, it's not clicking in your head. But anyway, so she ends up throwing all the eggs in the basket, and after she does that, they transform and show their true faces, and they're like, oh shit, she is, they're like, what did they say? They're like, oh, all these eggs you threw into the river represent your 12 children that you were supposed to have. So she basically threw away her kids. So after this happens, she faints, and Karishika turned into a fish and was like flopping around. Yo, this movie had me dying. Was flopping around, and then the church member like fainted. So next, what else happened in this movie? One chick gave birth to a tuber of yam after dealing with Karishika, and that shit had me dying. Like, I felt bad for her, but like, she really gave birth to the yam, and the nurse was so fucking rude. Like, how you gonna wrap the yam up and give it to the Anyways, that shit had me dying. There was one pastor, he was a powerful pastor or whatever, so Karishika ended up going to him saying she needs some prayers, and some stuff happened between them. So he was a powerful pastor, and he was causing issues for Karishika while she was doing her shit. So afterwards she goes to his church to make him fall, and he ends up falling in sin. And then afterwards he was trying to hook up with one of his members, and the member's like, are you dumb? And dips from his car. So this is part one. So yeah, so Karishika came to the world just to mess with like 4 church members. Basically, like, I'm like, ma'am, you're not here causing havoc or something. I thought she was gonna like make her own church, like a fake church, and like she was gonna have mad members and everybody's just gonna be, no, that's not what happened. They kind of fumbled the bag. Anyway, so in part 2, the church member who they messed with, she ends up having a son, but Karishika possesses the child. So they had issues with the kid because the kid was stealing and was being like bad as hell. So yeah, that was one issue they had with that child, and so they had to pray again. And then what else was she doing? Yeah, she didn't really do much. She was just bothering the church folk, like, I guess. But it's, for me, when I watched the movie, I was like, this is a typical Nigerian movie. Like, if you watch Nigerian movies, this story is not, it's not brand new. Like, a demonic person coming and messing with these church people. It's not brand new. This is done all the time. So I was trying to figure out, like, what exactly had y'all scared? What was it? I would like to know. Because when I watched it, I was like, the only scary thing is this Karishika theme song and the beginning, like the first scene. But yeah, that's the end of, like, the movie itself. I would give it a 5 out of 10 because it was like really boring. I'm not gonna, like, I tried watching it last year and couldn't watch it. Like, it took me this year to actually sit down and watch it. So I'll give it a 5 out of 10 because it's boring. The story is like, I know this story. Like, there's so many Nigerian movies with the same thing. I hope this is a Nigerian movie and not a Ghanaian movie because I'm going to be embarrassed. It's given me that time I messaged a Ghanaian actor and I was like, oh my God, I love your Nigerian movies. And he's like, I'm a Ghanaian actor. I was like, ooh. Well, time for me to dip. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my little review. Please comment, like, and subscribe on your thoughts if you watched this movie. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Karishika, queen of demons, Lucifer, prince of darkness. Karishika, queen of demons, Lucifer, prince of darkness. Karishika, queen of demons, Lucifer, prince of darkness. Karishika, queen of demons, Lucifer.